then I felt like, I had to always prove myself to him. I always had to try to do things perfectly, and I was always messing up, so I always felt like a failure in his eyes, like I couldn't please him. So that's the God that I grew up knowing. I took my boys to Munchkin Park one afternoon to play, and I met JR and Aaron Linkus, and they had their little girl Emma there, and our kids played together, and they invited us to come to Highlands, and we went that weekend. And we've been every weekend since, except for if our kids are sick or if we're out of town or something like that comes up, but we attend regularly. The God that I knew growing up is very different than the God that I know now. Growing up, I felt like God was someone I needed to fear, and that I had to walk the line, so to speak. I had to be perfect, and I was always letting him down because, of course, we can't be perfect. It's just not. I've learned now that that's impossible. But then I felt like, I had to always prove myself to him. I always had to try to do things perfectly, and I was always messing up, so I always felt like a failure in his eyes, like I couldn't please him. So that's the God that I grew up knowing. Now, the God that I know since coming to Highlands is very different. We have a close relationship now. I feel like God is my best friend. I talk to him every day, in every situation. I mean, literally, I pray all the time about everything from the smallest detail of my life. He's very loving and forgiving, and he shows me grace every day, encouraging and not condemning in any way like I, once had believed. And it's been life-changing, really, coming here. Has strengthened so many areas of my life. Our marriage is stronger since we've been coming here. My husband loves to come to church here. I just feel really blessed to know him like I do now. I can't imagine continuing down the path that I was on. I can't imagine where we would be now if I didn't know Jesus like I do now. So I would say don't hesitate to ask. Always ask. Since we were invited, we ask people all the time. Because that one invite is really what led us to Highlands, and it has really been life-changing for us. So I would say don't hesitate, always ask.